Hey Terrio, what's up? Welcome back. I am Pseudo, and we got some really cool updates today, so let's check it out, shall we? This is on the official forums, so we're going to be going through it, and hopefully this is good news for LCM and World vs. World enjoyers, so let's jump into it. I try not to duplicate these too much with like what Mukluk does, but it really does pertain to World vs. World today, and generally what this channel's about in terms of build crafting, so let's get into it, shall we? So here's the big stuff. Let's jump into World vs. World changes. These are all genuinely really good from what I skimmed earlier, but we will see. Reward tracks. Reward tracks in World vs. World and structured PvP are being condensed to lower the total number of repeatable tracks. All final reward choices from the old tracks can be found in the new ones, which is awesome. Little bit less confusing to both new players and veteran players, hopefully. The following reward tracks will each be condensed into a single track per category. Living World Season 3 reward tracks, Living World Season 4 reward tracks, region-based reward tracks, so Silver Waste reward track, final reward will be included in the final reward just for the condensed track, dungeon reward tracks, Guild Wars 2 End of Dragons reward tracks, Triumphant Hero, Hero Weapon, and Legacy Armor reward tracks. All condensed. Very cool. The old tracks will be available for a one-time completion for any players still working on them. These will be removed at a later date. So get, I suppose, any outstanding rewards that they didn't manage to roll in here. Let me know if there's something super important in these that they missed, but I think they did a good job from what I was seeing. Map currencies and materials needed to craft Generation 2 and 3 legendary weapons have been added to the Heart of Maguma reward track, the Crystal Desert reward track, and the Canthan reward track. This may also help with people doing the POF ring, I believe it was, or accessory. In terms of like map currencies for a POF. The Heart of Thorns currency choice chest that gives a choice of airship parts, lump of beryllium, or leyline crystals can now be traded in bulk to skirmish supervisors. The weekly Stone Mist Castle Conqueror achievement can now be progressed by capturing Stone Mist Castle or defeating it 3 times. So weekly is a little bit updated and getting touched up as well. The Emblem of the Conqueror achievement can now be progressed by successfully capturing or defending objectives. The time required to hold an objective before tactics can be added has been lowered from 10, 30, or 60 minutes to 10, 15, and 20 minutes. Huge change, actually, for Tier 1, 2, and 3 tactics, respectively. That's genuinely great for defense. And just the usability of tactics in general. This is actually really big, so wake up, chat. Tier 3 tactics, emergency waypoint, airship, and siege dampener, and keeps and Stone Mist Castle can only be activated while the objective is under attack. Tier 3 tactic applies. 2 towers are unchanged. I wonder what counts as under attack, right? Like, can somebody just tap the gate and then pull these, or what? But this is probably aimed at less cheating, which is always welcome. Keep Lords, and here's the big one. Keep Lord's base health has been lowered by 12.5%, and Tower Lord's base health has been lowered by 25%. Maximum scaling for Objective Lords and Towers, Keeps, and Stone Mist Castle has been lowered by 16%. So not only has the scaling been lowered, the maximum, or the base has been lowered as well, in addition to the scaling, which is genuinely really cool to see. And it's wonderful that they're taking feedback on this, especially for smaller guilds and roaming guilds like this, so we don't have to contend with just playing in a, zerging world. This is genuinely awesome, ArenaNet. Thank you. The drop rate for siege equipment from the Unsealed Mist Hardened Lockbox has been increased. Maybe I'll one day get my gizmo. Piles of Recycle Siege can also drop from Objective Lords in Towers, Keeps, and Stone Mist Castle, buffing rewards a little bit, as well as from defeating players, buffing rewards a little bit. Additionally, these items are now tradable, definitely buffing rewards a little bit. A new Kurzik weapon set now has a rare chance to drop from Objective Lords and Towers, Keeps, and Stone Mist Castle, as well as players. Heck yeah. The items will be tradable in a tradable chest containing a selection of account-bound exotic weapons, buffing rewards a little bit. The Warclaw's mount ability to detect damage walls and gates while using the Sniff skill has been actually split into its own skill. Detect vulnerabilities will appear on the heal skill slot when mounted in World vs. World, which is great. Now you don't have to blow your detect if there's a thief around button, provided they're not in stealth, if you just want to see like, hey, where do I go repair this wall? Some additional test golems. This is just quality of life, but it's wonderful to see. And some additional test golems have been added to the Armistice Bastion lands. I want to show this off a little bit. I'm kind of ambivalent on this change, but I'm not the main character of existence, so let me know in the comments what you guys are feeling. This is where they put the new golems. There's like a cadre of 10 tower guards here, and there's a bunch of veteran tower guards down here, like a group of 3. And then as we move down here, they have the camp supervisor, the tower lord, and the old Keep Lords and Stone Mist Lord, as well as a moving golem down here, which is always welcome. These are really good additions. Like, I'm glad that they're here somewhere in Armistice Bastion, but the problem that I was having, and I was talking to some of my friends in guilds earlier, is especially this one, like, because it's on a hill, a lot of forced, it obviously won't do it while I'm recording it, but of course, but like a lot of forced movement skills tend to kind of like get stuck on the hill or clip into trees and stuff, and they're a little bit too close where you can tab target to different ones you've accidentally attacked and whatnot, kind of like that. So it is what it is. I'd rather them put them like here where the target barrels are, or widen this platform or something like that. But thank you, Roy. Always good to have options. And, you know, guys, let me know what you guys think, what you would rather have where, I guess, if this is something that appeals to you or pertains to you. And then we have some important notes like, you know, Misburned Barons now added to the LFG tool, but, you know, who cares about PvE, right? Speaking of, let's get into it. Third-party users, your stuff's gonna break, wait for the update. General, commanders who offered or ordered a cafe console during Guild Wars 2 End of Dragons will be receiving it in the mail. Oh boy, howdy will you. Get your homestead set up next week. You remember ordering this, just as a side note. Reduce Decima, yeah, I definitely remember that. So most of this is just general tune-up stuff. I'm not gonna go through all of the bug fixes and stuff for PvE. We will skip right to the interesting stuff and the new additions to the game. Convergences, Mount Balrior, Thunder Strikes on Mount Balrior will no longer reference Decima when she is not on the map, very important. And raids, so this is the big one. A legendary mode encounter with Ura is now available. Dope, I can't wait for Snowcrows to already have done this by the time this video goes up. Decima's challenge mode will no longer appear until the legendary Sentient Conduit is defeated. Respawn locations are now correctly updated when engaging and defeating Decima with the challenge mode active. Fixed an issue that sometimes allowed standard or deadly beam attacks to pierce a conduit and hit players taking shelter behind it in the Decima challenge mode. So tuning up the actual mechanics, always good to see. Updated Decima's movement behavior during the first and second phases of her challenge mode to reduce cases where she fails to move to a new position. Very good. Fixed an issue that caused one of Decima's beam attacks in the second phase of her challenge mode to fire in the wrong direction. There's no notes in here about Greer not sucking anymore. Interesting. Fixed an issue in Decima's normal and challenge mode encounters that prevented the Phalanx full side target, I'm saying this wrong, but I don't care, indicators from properly displaying. The skill will now fire a beam attack, and the target indicator will disappear even if the target character is dead. Fixed an issue in Decima's normal and challenge mode encounters that could cause dancing sparks to begin moving again, even when enough players were within range of a sparks damage aura. Dope. So Decima is going to actually work now. Personal story, Repentance fixed an issue that caused dialogue to replay at the end of the intro to the Valley of Shadow story chapter. And items. The April Fool's off-season vendor in LA has been updated with new inventory for the year, including the Invisible Cat Cape. Always need one of those. The Troylet Infusion, a secret new equipment item. Discerning commanders will wait for next week and see if they can get it for free. And the Golden Sink Homestead decoration recipe. Caveat emptor. I might have to look up that word, but yeah, this thing not gonna be cheap, I don't think. The Troylet Lenses vendor cost has been updated to slightly cheaper and slightly funnier. Fantastic. April Fool's items. Fool's Dog Treat, Fool's Tall Tonic, and Serious Potion can no longer be sold to merchants. Truly tragic. It fixed an issue that caused the Forest Whip accessory stats to be lower than expected. But yeah, genuinely good update today. Little mini balance world versus world patch for roamers and whatnot. I'm super stoked on it. Come back on Wednesday. We'll be streaming at 9. I stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Sometimes Friday at 9. Get subscribed and followed for that. Mostly talking about like theory crafting, build crafting. We're starting up theory crafting and build crafting Herald. Looking into the design of it a little bit. So yeah, I'm Pseudo. Always willing to help out. And cheers. I hope you have a wonderful day. I'll see you in Tyria. Peace out.